an expert on the topic business for home. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome Eric Worre. Hi, Eric.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you for this very special global event. My name is Eric Worre. I've been involved in the network marketing profession for over 30 years. Not only did I earn a tremendous amount of money in the field building network marketing organizations, I've recently, in the last 10 or 11 years, become the top trainer and kind of thought leader, ambassador, and I know it sounds crazy to say, for the network marketing profession, but that's the truth. The #1 book in our profession is called Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. And that book sold over 3 million copies around the world. And the reason it sold so well is it talks about this business model of network marketing. And that's what I want to chat with you about today, because most people have perceptions when it comes to network marketing. What is this thing? Most of us have been approached at some point by somebody saying, hey, you can come in here, make a whole bunch of money, and not have to do a lot of work. And I think the perception of, if it's too good to be true, it usually is, kind of paints network marketing in a certain way. And for the last 30 years, I've been working, and specifically the last 10 years, I've been working very hard to help the profession raise its standards of professionalism. And because the reason behind all that is the truth of network marketing is extraordinary. The opportunity connected with network marketing is extraordinary. The ability to be able to earn from home, the ability to be able to control your own schedule, the ability to be able to earn while you're learning, to be able to do it part-time as long as you want, to be able to build leverage around your life, to be able to create financial freedom. The truth of that is absolutely real. So there's perception and there's reality. Okay? So there's tremendous opportunity when reality is one way and perception is another way. There's tremendous opportunity for entrepreneurs to take advantage of this situation. Get involved in reality that's here when perception's here. And with their level of professionalism as entrepreneurs, raising that perception over time to where it matches the reality. So I want to share several things with you about this network marketing profession. First of all, why do companies utilize network marketing? In other words, a company could go and they could advertise online. They could advertise through the media. They could hire sales reps to travel around. They could build buildings and stores to be able to sell their products. But network marketing companies decide to, instead of spending all of that tremendous amount of money on marketing, they take those margins, they take that money, and they give it to independent sales representatives, people like you, and they let you take that profit by doing something that people are very, very good at, which is using word of mouth advertising, sharing something is very good, to connect a consumer with a company. They stand between the customer and the company and create a connection. And from that connection, there's profit to be had for the people who do it. Okay? There's only a few things that people in network marketing do. So let me just describe it to you. #1, they use word of mouth advertising to connect customers to products. Okay? They share word of mouth, which is the most valuable form of advertising in the world. Somebody sharing with you, referring something, recommending something, that's much more valuable than any of the advertising you see in the world. So that's the first thing they do, is they use word of mouth advertising to connect customers to products that are a fit for them. They connect those two. Second thing that network marketing, people inside of network marketing that they do is they build teams of other people who are doing that connection. So different than just being a sales representative, if you've ever been in an environment where you're a sales manager or you've had a sales manager and then there's a team of sales reps, everybody in network marketing gets to be, in effect, a sales manager. They can build their own team of people who are selling products using word-of-mouth advertising. So this creates leverage that's different than other forms of home-based business. This allows, so imagine you can work 10 hours a week, okay? You're capped as far as how productive you can be in those 10 hours. But if you get a team of, say, 10 people that you add to your team that are also working 10 hours, now instead of 10 hours a week, there's 110 hours a week of productivity that has been created because of you, because you recruited and trained this group of people, 110 hours. Now you might get a smaller little override on their activity than you would get on your personal activity, but I think you'd agree that 110 hours of productivity, when you're only putting in 10 hours, creates leverage for you. Maybe they're even in a different country, speaking a different language. When you're going to sleep, they're waking up and they're going out and creating productivity. They're creating revenue. You get a piece of that revenue. Let's say you're working 10 hours a week and you are able to build a team of 1,000 other representatives, okay? Other marketers. 1,000 of them, each working 10 hours a week. That's 10,000 hours a week, right? And you're only putting in 10. You see what happens, the reason why so much wealth can be created? Here's what's happening around the world. If you look at the wealthy people around the world, every single one of them is engaged in this thing called leverage. They're not just trading time for money. They're creating and building networks. And those networks create leverage. The leverage creates income for them while they sleep. That's what you need to be thinking about. So the one thing that network marketers do is they sell products through word-of-mouth advertising. The second thing they do is they build teams of other people doing the same thing. The third thing that people do inside of this profession is they duplicate this process. They show their reps how they can become leaders of teams. And they show people inside of Lyconet right now. They might not have the ability to personally recruit 100,000 people, but if they recruit some, the company is taking that margin that they would normally spend on traditional advertising and marketing, and they're giving it to the marketers who are doing the work of connecting the company to the consumer. So that's the third thing. Network marketers duplicate this process. They create this ever-expanding organization. And the fourth thing that people inside of network marketing do is through their leadership. And you might not think of yourself as a leader right now. Well, I know when I got started inside of network marketing, I didn't consider myself a leader, but this is a training ground for leadership. This is an environment where you can learn how to become a better leader. And as you develop your leadership, you will do the fourth thing that we're talking about, which is increase the productivity of your team based upon your leadership. If there's two teams of 100 people, the productivity of that team is going to be determined by the quality and the vision and the training and the communication of the leader of that team. Two teams, equal quality of people. One has a better leader, they're going to be creating better results. So those are the four things that people do inside of network marketing. So if you ever wondered, what do they do there? They sell, they connect with word-of-mouth advertising, they recruit and build teams, they duplicate the process, and they increase the productivity of the organizations with their leadership. Can you see why entrepreneurs from around the world are walking away from other forms of entrepreneurship and entering network marketing? People who have said no for 10 years, 20 years, they're finally saying, wait a minute, maybe I need to take another look. Here's some of the benefits of network marketing. In no particular order, okay? Number one, the price of entry. The investment required to get started inside of this business is so low in comparison to any other form of entrepreneurship. It's just minuscule. The risk is virtually non-existent. Where you can get involved and you can leverage the power of the company without having to write a huge check or to personally guarantee anything, sign any letters of credit or any of that kind of stuff. The company will allow you to get involved for a very, very low price. On the other side, the other benefit of network marketing is the upside income is tremendously high. See, here's the trade. The trade is there's no guarantee. There's no salary. You know, you have to take care of your own productivity and if you produce results, the company will pay you. So there's no floor, but there's no ceiling. There's no limits to the amount that Lyconet is willing to pay you. No limit to the amount that Lyconet is willing to pay you. I want you to think about that for a second. Some of you work inside of companies right now, and if you start making whatever it is, dollars, euros, you decide. If you start making 200,000 euros, the company starts having conversations. Well, are they really worth this amount? Should we find a way to reduce their price? Can we get rid of them and get two people that'll be willing to do the job at 100,000 euros each? Once you start making too much money, usually companies will find a way to cut your compensation, cut your territory, cut your commissions, reduce your future. I want you to imagine some crazy scenario. Imagine you're making €1 million a year in your company, working for somebody else. If you're making €1 million a year, I promise you, they're having discussions as far as how can they pay you less money. Because companies just don't like it. They don't like paying you that much money. But here inside of network marketing, not only are they okay with paying you that much money, they will throw a party. They will make a celebration of the fact that you're making €1 million a year. Inside of Lyconet, there are people making that kind of money. And not only that, they're giving them dream cars, and they're giving them use of airplanes, and they're giving them use of yachts to be able to use throughout Europe and around the world. I mean, the amount of benefits and rewards and perks and cash that the company is willing to give someone if they produce is unlimited. The company is just they're thinking all the time, how can we give more? How can we give more for the people who produce? They're not trying to take it away from you. And every other corporation in the world that I'm aware of will try to take it away from you. And inside of network marketing, they won't. They'll celebrate the fact that you're making that kind of money. Pretty amazing. Now, so price of entry is low, upsides tremendously high. The amount of support that is provided to you as an entrepreneur is unprecedented. Training, communication, perks, incentive, the branding that the company does around the world, connecting with some of the biggest brands in the world, the biggest sports organizations in the world, right? The biggest companies around the world. They do that and you don't have to. You get the benefit of all the work that they do and all their thousands of employees around the world and all the technology that they create and all the tracking that you don't have to do it. You get to benefit from it. That type of support is enormous. And not only that, you don't have to have that much skill to start. Think about what I'm just describing to you, and I want you to think about the fact that you don't have to have experience to start. Show me an environment where this is real anyplace else in the world. You don't have to have experience, you don't have to have a context, you don't have to have skills. What you have to have is three things. Okay, if you have these three things, then you are a serious candidate for success inside of this company. The first thing you need to have is you need to be willing. You need to be willing to try. You have to be willing to take a step. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to maybe be judged by your neighbors for a short period of time. You know, there's a catch to network marketing. The catch is you have to accept the fact that ignorant people are the business in the world. If you're coachable here, if you learn here, if you develop the skills here, your gender, ladies, there's no glass ceiling here. A relatively uneducated man, network marketing educated me on how to be an entrepreneur. So it won't discriminate. It's flexible. If you only have hours a week to build your future while you're taking care of your responsibilities, then fine. Get started, work those 5 hours. If you got 10 hours, great. You got 20 hours, fantastic. Maybe you work part-time for a while and maybe you transition at some point to full-time when it becomes serious for you. But show me an entrepreneurial business where you could just kind of give it a shot here and there, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Most businesses, if you want to start a restaurant, you got to sacrifice your whole life. You got to be there all the time, 80 hours a week. You got to be watching everything. You got to figure everything out. You're operating on tiny, tiny little margins. And if there's some global event that happens that shuts down your restaurant, it's over. Inside of network marketing, you can, let's say your current job or your current source of income is paying the bills, but it's not creating a future. It's not creating a retirement. It's not creating a legacy. You can continue to do that. You don't have to blow up your whole life. And you could take a small little sliver and invest it in building a future. Network marketing allows you to do that. So it doesn't discriminate. Price of entry is low. The opportunity is huge. The support is enormous. If you're willing, coachable, and hungry, you have a huge chance for success. It doesn't discriminate. One of the biggest things is it takes advantage of the biggest trends in the world today. The biggest trends in the world, what are they? People are searching for ways to work from home. Number one. Big trend. Guess what this company does? Guess what network marketing does? It allows people to work from home, create a business and an income from home. Number two, shopping, online shopping, using technology to connect people, building networks, one of the biggest trends in the world. And they're aligned with those trends. You win and somebody else loses. See, inside of network marketing, you can't win by taking advantage of somebody else. You'll lose. If you're a winner and they're a loser, it's not going to take long before you're a loser too. Inside of network marketing, the only way for you to win long term is to help other people win. And I got to tell you how that feels. It's hard to describe because it's different than any other business. If you work on Wall Street, in the United States, on Wall Street, the financial center, every day in every trade, there's a winner and a loser, right? And they're just cutthroat trying to kill each other every single minute of every single day. Here, it's win, win, win. The consumer wins because they get cash back. The marketer wins because they get a piece of the transaction for connecting the consumer to the merchant. The merchants win because they get more loyalty connected to their customers and connected to their products. They get more traffic. They get more revenue. And the company wins because for organizing this and taking all this risk and creating the opportunity for you, there's a margin. So everybody gets to coexist inside of this ecosystem. Company, customer, marketer, merchant. Right? It's just perfect. Takes advantage of every single trend that is accelerating right now in the world. So, first thing I want to tell you is this. Network marketing isn't perfect. Lyconet's not perfect. No such thing. But if you have an entrepreneur with this company, then your business does. It's worth it. The hard work, the dedication, the lonely nights, the sacrifice, the being uncomfortable, it's worth it. It's worth it for the business you're going to build and the cash flow you're going to create. It's worth it for the freedom you're going to be able to provide for your family. It's worth it for the people you're going to meet, the places you're going to see, the experiences you're going to get to have. It's worth it for the causes and charities you're going to be able to contribute to if you build a business here. I want you to think about having the ability to take care of any family member no matter what happens to them. To have the ability to give to the causes that are important to you and to your family without worrying about the price tag. The ability to contribute to the lives of other people. The ability to be able to experience these types of things is incredible. But mostly, network marketing is worth it. This Lyconet experience is worth it for the person that you're going to need to become in order to be successful. See, when I got involved in network marketing 33 years ago, I was nobody's superstar. Barely escaped high school, didn't go to college, and I was scared in my 20s. Didn't know what I was going to do. And I found my way into network marketing, and I started to go to work on me in order to be able to move that next rank and go to that next level, to earn that next amount. I had to become more valuable. So it put me on this path. You know, a lot of people are searching for a career, something that they could sink their teeth into and feel like they're getting progress every year. That's what it was for me. I got on this path, a career path, and I started to grow my skills to the point that if you took everything away from me, I could quickly have it back again. Not because of timing or luck or anything else, because of the skills that I developed and the person I became in the process. It's an incredible experience, this network marketing experience. And I know the people inside of Lyconet. I know them very, very well, and I've worked with them for many, many years. They've made a big commitment to everyone involved in the company, to your training, to your mindset, to your future. Part of that commitment is a relationship with me to make sure that you're the best trained organization in the world. There's a few people that inspire me, friends of mine that inspire me. Tony Robbins is a friend, and he inspires me. You know why? Because of his vision. He sees things so big. Richard Branson, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Brands, all that. Most people know Richard Branson. He's a friend of mine. And you know what I get out of our friendship? His vision, his ability to see the future, his ability. I mean, look at how he's moving and reacting to what's going on in the world today. It's inspiring to me to watch how a person thinks, right? But guess one of the biggest visionaries in the world, in addition to some of the people you've heard on this webcast, Mario, CEO of Lyconet, Hubert Friedel is one of the biggest thinkers I've ever had the experience to be around. And they say you can buy a company or you can buy the leader, buy the person. Invest in the company or invest in the person. If I was you, I would find a way to work with Hubert Friedel because he's not going to lose. And where he's taking this company is to levels that network marketing may never see. I mean, the vision for it, and it starts with the vision. It starts with the imagination. And then it goes to execution, what the company's doing in order to turn that vision into reality. And going through the adversity and dealing with the distractions and pivoting when you need to, when there's a global event. And all these different things. The company's in good hands because of the team, yes, but mostly because of the leader. This guy is the vision, the future. Where's it going? Who's positioned to take advantage of it? And are you one of the people who have the vision to see something before it's obvious to the rest of the world? German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said, all truth goes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. It's made fun of. It's laughed at. Second, it is violently opposed. And third, it is accepted as self-evident. Of course, it's obvious. Ridiculed, violently opposed, accepted as self-evident. Guess where all the opportunity is, entrepreneurs? It's not when it's accepted as self-evident. Getting involved there is not where the opportunity is. The opportunity is to get involved when it's laughed at, when it's ridiculed, and when it's violently opposed. That's where all the money is made. Take a look at all the entrepreneurs in the world. They were laughed at and they were violently opposed before everybody called them geniuses. Elon Musk was laughed at and violently opposed, and he shot a rocket into space. Steve Jobs was laughed at, fired, violently opposed. Bill Gates, laughed at, violently opposed. Richard Branson, laughed at, violently opposed. Take them all. Pick you, but I promise you, for your sake, you decide to do it with them. I think it's going to be one of the best decisions you've ever made. So with that, I will throw it back to our illustrious host, and I hope you all make the right decision and you have a fantastic day. Hope I see you sometime soon.
Thank you, Eric, for taking the time to be with us here today. Now, guys, I know what you're thinking. Can I also be successful with Lyconet? Well, the answer is both yes and no. No, if you think that this will all happen automatically and that you don't have to work for your success. But yes, you can be successful if you see this as a professional business opportunity, if you can relate to the product, I mean daily shopping, and yes, if you want to achieve something incredible and have a long-term success with a great team. So we are looking for enterprising people who wants to establish an additional income in one of the fastest growing markets. If you think that this is something for you, but you still have some questions, then please talk to the person who invited you to this webinar. They will have all the answers. But if you are ready, all the information you need to build a professional business. It also includes access to lots of webinars and presentations in various languages that will help you grow your business as quickly as possible. And all that for only €99 a month. We are certain that you will love this product, which is why you can cancel the subscription at any time. But I'm sure you won't. So everyone here who wants to get started right now can benefit from a special offer. If you buy a Plus Pack today, you will also receive 2 ticket codes for our online sensation event in September free of charge. This event will kickstart your career and give you and your new prospects more insights into your future business. This event will be sensational. Guys, we have now reached the end of our webinar. I wish to thank all the guest speakers who had joined us here today, and I would like to close the webinar with a quote by Henry Ford. If you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you have